guys? It's your girl Tymika with a Y, coming to you from my studio, the Tymika with a Y podcast show. What better way to start off than to invite one of my best friends in the entire world, Mr. Ketrick Jazz Copeland. Mr. Ketrick Jazz Copeland, what's up?
What up? It's always a pleasure to be back in M-Town and working with you and seeing my family, seeing some people in the area. So yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So I know a whole lot about Ketrick, but I'm going to let him share a little bit about himself before we go into the conversation and really dive into some really juicy stuff. So Ketrick, go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Senatobia, Mississippi, which is not that far from here, and I currently live in Denver, Colorado. I travel all over when I do acting gigs. Atlanta, Memphis, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma. I'm all over the place. So I have 4 different agents in 4 different regions, so they kind of keep me busy with the auditions. And when I get bookings, then I'm hopping on a plane and I'm in the air. I'm in the air rolling. So I'm actually in town this weekend working on an upcoming feature film that you'll find out about a little later.
Yes. Mr. Worldwide. So listen, guys, I know. So wait, first of all, Ketrick is not a police officer, all right? All right. And I know y'all probably wonder, like, what's really going on? So let me just kind of give y'all a quick explanation. We just finished doing a photo shoot for a project that we're working on. We're going to be filming in Atlanta, and so we'll probably talk about that a little later. You know, and as an actor, for those that may be aware of what's been trending lately, one of the biggest things over the last couple of weeks has been Jonathan Majors stuff. And so recently, a lot of his previous projects, people have been coming out saying that, you know, he's been mean. And so the thing that his attorneys are spinning it is that it was method acting.
Yeah.
And so from an actor standpoint, is that something that you've done, something that you've thought about doing, or even something that you've implemented into, you know, what you've done in the past? Is that something that you do?
Me personally, I'm more of a character actor. I usually take the character, break it down, come up with a backstory, and kind of develop that character into what I want it to be, and then I portray that character. I've never really studied method acting, and I've never really gotten into it, but I've seen other people, and it can be a little dangerous if you're not careful, especially like you said what's going on with Jonathan Majors. I honestly think that people are really trying to take his career down just because of some of the stuff that he went through not long ago with the girlfriend.
Right.
So I think people are still just taking stabs at him, trying to take him down. I mean, who knows? It could be frustration. It could be irritated. Or it could have been method acting. I mean, who knows? Nobody knows but him.
Right.
But yeah, I usually try to stay with the character acting because that's what I'm most comfortable with.
So I'm so glad that you said that, because that's something that I have kind of felt for a while. When specifically as a black man in this particular industry, you know, one of the things that they've always said is that there's never a black man that leaves the industry with a clean name. As a black man in this particular industry, how do you protect your reputation?
You know, that's a good question, but it's with society and social media being what it is today, it's kind of hard. I mean, you could do your best to try to keep a clean slate, try to keep your nose clean. I mean, you can't live a perfect life, and nobody's perfect, but you know, you can try your best to be as perfect as you can, try to do all the right things, but you're still going to get people that's going to try to come at you and try to tarnish your name, try to tarnish your reputation, try to make you look bad. So it's like you could just do your best to be the best person that you are, because people are going to always be who they are regardless, and they're going to always try to bring you down.
Yeah, and it's so unfortunate, you know, because I'm a huge fan of Jonathan Majors. When I saw him in the Loki series, so I'm a huge Marvel fan. So let me tell y'all, honey, I'm a huge Marvel fan. Okay, so when I saw him in the Loki series, when I saw him in Lovecraft Country, that's when I was first introduced to, you know, him as an actor. And then so when I saw him as King the Conqueror, and I sat there and I saw brilliance.
Yeah.
Just the way he captured. And what I found out was that the directors told him, just go do. They didn't even direct him.
Yeah.
He had the script and they told him, just do what you feel.
Do what you do, yeah.
You know, now it just kind of seems like they're just grabbing for straws.
Oh yeah, they're gonna keep trying to pull this man down because he's reached a certain level of success, and they try to find the smallest thing to try to take him down. But hopefully he'll be able to, you know, stay on top, keep his reputation, because he's young and he's just getting to that prominent level.
Right.
And so, you know, it would be sad to see society like pull him down, because it happens a lot.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. It's unfortunate, but you know, that's just the way the world is.
Yeah. There ever been a role for you that you just kind of felt like you couldn't shed?
So far I've been able to get in, do my thing, and get out. Like it hasn't lingered, you know, afterwards, after I left set. So fortunately, I've been able to just get in and get out. I really haven't had a role to where I really had to dive in mentally to where I get so deep to where you can't tell the real me from the character. Like, I haven't gotten to that point yet. And, you know, hopefully I can just kind of keep things balanced.
Right. Ketrick is a very positive person. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen, I've seen Ketrick mad maybe once or twice. But he's a very positive, calm person. So how are you able to, you know, maintain that positivity, you know, going into all these different spaces?
Well, it's funny that you asked that question. Let me just take you on a journey through how I got to the point to where I am now. So, I used to, when I was growing up, I used to have a really bad temper, a really quick temper. It's like, if you look at me more than 5 seconds, I'm like, what you looking at? Like, why you look, you know, that's the attitude that I had. Oh, wow. We're talking middle school, elementary school, and it got pretty bad. I had to pray about it.
Really?
I prayed that I could have a nonchalant type attitude and passive attitude on things, because I knew if I kept that quick temper like that, I was going to be in the wrong situation one day and it might not end well. So I knew I had to change my attitude, change my mindset. And then, I don't know, one day I just became this laid back, nonchalant, passive type person. And I've been able to carry that over into my everyday life, my personality. Because a lot of stuff don't bother me. Some stuff does, but a lot of stuff don't bother me, because I don't want to spend my energy and raise my stress levels over just stuff that don't even make sense. I mean, it's a lot of things you can lose your temper over or get mad at, but I just try to be positive. Now, as far as being able to navigate through the different cultures and the different personalities of people that I work with, I have a background in basketball, in professional basketball. So I've traveled all over the world. I have been to many different countries, and I have been around many different cultures, many different personalities. I've done a lot of things working with the public that has, I think, kind of prepared me for this moment of being an actor. I mean, I never knew back then that's what it was leading up to, but now that I think back, it was getting me prepared to where I am now, because now I'll go on a set, I'll go on big movie sets, I'll go on small movie sets. I kind of treat them all the same as far as the way I treat people and the way that I work with people and deal with people. You know, no matter if it's an A-list actor or if it's somebody who's not known or who's like me, trying to get their name out there and you know, trying to become somebody. I treat everybody the same, and I've been able to just have that personality and that laid back, nonchalant attitude because of all the things that I've done over the years that has led me up to this moment.
Gotcha. And it's so funny because me and Ketrick just came out of a project in Copeland.
Oh Lord!
I wanted Ketrick to get mad so bad. I was like, "Him just cuss one time, just throw a shoe."
I was to myself. I just wasn't letting everybody else know about what I was really feeling, but deep down inside in my head, it was in there. It just didn't come out.
I wanted Ketrick to throw a chair, throw a plate, throw something.
Oh,
and Ketrick was
man.
like, he was just sitting there. He was like, all right. And
Yeah, because I thought about it, and then I got to the point I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna chop it up as a law.
Yeah.
And then most people would be like, no, it's the principle, which I understand. It's the principle of what happened and how it went down. And I was like, yeah, I get that. Yeah, it is the principle. But at the end of the day, I was like, it ain't gonna change because it's already happened. I've already done it, and that's what it is that way.
Yeah, because we was always listening.
Oh man,
we was ready to go to blows.
Yeah.
And Ketrick was sitting over there in his deacon suit, chilling.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? It's a lesson learned. That's what I kept telling myself. It's a lesson learned, and it makes me more aware of how I do business.
Oh, it's about succuba.
So,
did I say it right?
Yeah, succuba.
Succuba.
So yeah, when I first got the script, and I pronounced it wrong too, I called it succuba.
Me too, child.
Because that's what it looked like. I guess that's the French version of the word.
Right.
But yeah, it's called Succuba, and it's on Tubi. It's a horror film. It's not your typical slasher film, but it's a horror film. It's a really good movie. I played Philip Grover. He was the first black sheriff of that town, of that little small town, and I used my country southern accent to portray the character because it fit. I wore my cowboy hat. I had on my little western outfit. He likes to go fishing, to spend time by himself. He had a family. He was married. He had a kid. And so, yeah. But go to Tubi and check it out. It's called Succuba. It's SUCCUBA. And check it out and let us know what you think.
Let's talk about Timothy.
Okay, yes.
So Timothy is a project that I wrote pre-COVID, and I called Ketrick. Ketrick, I got an idea.
That's how a lot of our conversations start off.
Yes.
I got an idea, let me tell you. And then we start talking about it.
Yeah.
And then we start throwing out little tidbits, and you start writing, and then we'll be like, yeah, that sounds good. We could do this, we could do that. That would be cool to put that in, and that's how the whole thing just goes.
Yeah. And with Timothy, so Timothy is a short film. It's only literally like 13 minutes, but it's a short film that has Timothy has definitely done wonders.
Yes.
It has done wonders. If you guys haven't seen it, just go check it out. It's on YouTube. But tell us about your character, Pastor Lamont Taylor.
Whew. Pastor Lamont Taylor, I tell you, obviously he's a pastor. He's a family man. He comes home one day and he discovers that his son Timothy is somebody else, and he does not like that. He gets very upset because he is against the lifestyle that Timothy wants to live, and then he starts basically starts yelling at Timothy and telling him he has to get out. He can't stay there if he wants to be the way that he is. And then him and the wife starts going back and forth about, their son, and he basically disowns Timothy, which causes Timothy to go into a state of not wanting to even be here anymore, not wanting to even be around, because he feels like he's rejected and he's not wanted. But Pastor Taylor has some skeletons in his closet himself.
Yeah.
He's not perfect. He's not this this pastor, you see going to church preaching the word, and then he's living this perfect righteous life. No, it's totally opposite from that. So you'll have to stay tuned, because there is more to that story of Timothy that Hopefully we'll be able to do the feature film version of it, which will tell a whole lot more of Pastor Taylor's life and, you know, that kind of thing. So we don't know if Timothy survived or not. So that's something that, you know, we'll have to figure out.
Yeah. So now let's talk about Mr. Tyler Raines, child.
That's a whole nother beast in itself.
Right.
So Tyler Raines is the CEO of Ketrick. He's this cocky, arrogant bastard.
Yes.
You know, he treats his employees really, really bad, and basically he gets what's coming to him one day. You know, after so many years of treating his employees the way that he did, one day one of his employees decides to get revenge on him, and it did not turn out so well for Tyler Raines.
No, it did not.
So you'll have to watch that. It's Ruined Twice Blind. So you'll have to check that out. I think it's on YouTube. It's in a few places. So last year I worked on three major TV shows.
Tell us about.
I worked on.
Right.
Yes, I worked on Doom Patrol.
Which is one
of your favorites, which I didn't know until I booked the role and I called you and told you, and you went crazy. You was like, oh my God! I was like, I didn't know you was into it like that.
Ketrick like, what's Doom Patrol?
So I worked on Doom Patrol in Atlanta, and I worked on it for a couple of days, and the main character who plays the role of Vic, I had him to send her a personal message on the phone that I had him record and then sent it to her, and she was very grateful for that. But it was matter of fact, I just got a residual check from that.
Come on, Doom Patrol.
I was like, okay, all right, I see you working. I see you working. Send me a few more.
Right.
And then I worked on Better Call Saul. I worked on the last episode of the last season. Even though my scene got cut, I was able to find my deleted scene on YouTube. You know, even though it's a quick scene, I was able to see it, and hopefully I'll be able to put it in my next demo reel, because that's huge, being able to work with an A-list actor like that in the same scene, and you get to communicate with them, even though I was the only one that had lines in that scene, but I still was in the scene with the main character of the show, which made me feel really good. I mean, they treated me like royalty on that set, and I was like, this is what I want to do every day. I said, you know, I don't have to be treated like a king, but it just made me feel good to let me know that I was doing the right thing and that I was on the right track, and that there's hope to, you know, be able to succeed at a higher level. And then I worked on another show that's narrated by Mike Rowe. His podcast, he turned into an actual series, to where he would take these different stories and he would narrate it and then have people to kind of act out the scenes. Well, I played the teacher of James Earl Jones when he was a little kid growing up. He had a stuttering problem.
Wow.
And so my character found a way to help him get over his stuttering problem, which was to have him to recite poems and poetry in front of the class, because when he was reciting poetry, he felt comfortable and he didn't stutter. And so that kind of helped bring him out of that shell.
Wow.
And he developed into, everybody knows now, this
The
world-renowned, you know, character with all these different voices. I think I've auditioned for Tyler Perry maybe 4 times this year.
Wow.
I auditioned for a film for Ava DuVernay back a few months ago. Like, I'm getting a lot of major auditions, so I know I'm on the right track. It's just a matter of booking the roles. And once you book certain roles and you get a certain exposure, then it becomes a snowball effect, and then you start moving up the ladder, and then next thing you know, you're on the same level as everybody else.
Exactly.
So yeah, I got hope and I got faith, and, you know, I'm just gonna keep pushing.
Absolutely. Now look at here, Tyler. Now let me tell you something, okay? I'm gonna need you to get your folks to call him back. Alright, and Ava, girl, now you know we go way back. I'm just playing. Call me too now while you at it.
If you had it like that, so I probably would have got that role.
I'm telling you. Just seeing where you were when I first met you to where you are now, and you know how you've had these major roles on these major shows, and you know, and one thing I can say about Ketrick works with, listen, if you got a project out there, call him, reach out to him. We're going to have his social media platform, all his website, all that information at the bottom towards the end of the video. Make sure you reach out to him if you have a role, if you're working on a project and you're looking for a lead actor. You definitely want to contact Miss Ketrick. Let me tell you something. Don't you call him talking about the role. Y'all ain't paying him, okay? Listen, compensation is the name of the game, okay? So this is not no freebie.
And you got to be professional.
Yes.
I love working with professionals, people who, you know, even you might not even have everything figured out.
Right.
But if you're a professional, you communicate with people, just say what you want. Say what you're trying to do or what your intention is, and then you know we can work things out. So yeah, give me a shout, and we'll make some things happen.
Absolutely. Now, Ketrick, you didn't tell nobody that you was an award-winning actor.
Oh no, I forgot all about it. See, that's the humbleness coming out of me.
Let me tell y'all, okay? Oh, so tell us, Ketrick, that you listen. And then I'm not talking about no throw together award show either, okay? And I'm not talking about the award show that his mama put together. I'm talking about a real live award show and people didn't know him, okay? They picked him as the best actor. Tell us about that.
So, I received the Best Actor Award for the role of Tyler Raines from Ruined Twice Blind at the Focus International Film Festival. I was contacted by them, and they told me that, and you got Best Director too. So you got. And that's not the only one. You know, you over there quiet as kept. You got a few of those awards yourself. But yeah, I received the Best Actor Award, and I was nominated for Best Actor Award at the Jackson Film Festival last year in 2022. That's in Jackson, Mississippi. I really haven't talked much about it, but I was nominated again this year for this year's award show. Nominated for Best Actor up against some other people. So I think the award show is in a couple weeks. So we'll see. Send some good juju my way, and maybe I'll win this year.
Absolutely.
So we'll have to see.
Y'all, that means his price just went up. Okay. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Okay.
My degree is in television productions.
Child, wait a minute now, Ketrick. Hold up. You mean you got a whole degree sitting over here? Wait a minute. He just come back. Ladies. Him is college educated. So, you got a degree, Ketrick?
Yeah, so way before I got into acting,
what?
My dream was to become a Hollywood cameraman. That's what I wanted to do when I left high school going to college.
Wow.
But at the time, I was more into basketball. I wasn't focusing on a career in films. I wanted to play basketball, so I got the opportunity to play basketball, and I accepted to go to Rush College. So, with that being said, Rush did not have a film program. They had a television productions program, which is what I ended up taking, mass communications. So my focus was on being a videographer. When I became a professional basketball player, traveling around the world, I started doing TV interviews, being in front of the camera. I became the lead person. I did radio interviews. Wow. I did TV interviews. They would always call me because they knew, I was going to give them the information they needed. Well, that kind of made me comfortable being in front of the camera, and I got pretty good at it. And then one day I decided I wanted to try acting because the team that I played with, we did skits where we performed and we made the audience laugh through the game of basketball. So I was like, well, I want to try real acting, like being in films and commercials and stuff. So I was like, well, I don't know where to start. I don't know who to talk to. I didn't have nobody. I didn't have a mentor. So what did I do? I got on the internet and I Googled acting coaches in Colorado. I found a couple, didn't really like them. I mean, I went through the process of going through different ones until I found one that I really liked. And then I learned the process. I already had the business side because regardless if you're into acting, you're into music or whatever, there's always a business side. And if you don't know the business side to be able to put together with the physical side of whatever it is that you're in, then you're not going to succeed. So I was able to learn the acting side. So I knew how to market myself. I knew how to make connections with people, build relationships with directors, producers, people like that. And that has helped me up until this day to be able to book roles directly, sometimes without having to audition, because of relationships I built with people and the people I worked with in the past. So I just kind of put that business acumen with the physical part of acting and been able to make it work. And I've been doing it now almost 16 years.
Wow. A little bit about your love life, child. What the love life look like?
Well, I usually kind of like keep a low profile with that aspect of my life as far as publicly. I've just even when I was married, I'm divorced now, but even when I was married, I didn't put my personal life out to the public a lot as, I do my acting, because I market myself on the acting side. I just kind of keep a low profile and just kind of keep that part of my life out of the public's eye, not because I'm ashamed of anything. It's just that I know sometimes people will try to sabotage relationships, and they'll try to, poke at you and just do all different kind of stuff, and then they'll turn around and try to make you look bad. So I just usually keep that part of my life out of the public. So, I probably won't get into that too much.
That was the most professional way of saying, man your own business. That was so professional.
Dating is tough. Like it's a whole. I consider it a job. It's like a full-time job when you're trying to date,
right?
Because you're trying to find that person, and then you're going through different ones, and then it's like it don't always work out. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
That's why it's called dating. You try this one out, and maybe y'all just not just compatible,
right?
And you don't like this about this person, they don't like that about you, then you just be like, hey, okay, well, hey, it was nice going to dinner with you, and hey, good luck. Hope you find what you're looking for, and dating is it's a tough game. It's like a full-time job, but yeah. So we won't get too deep into the weeds about that.
How many lifts do it take to get to the center of a
Sometimes it may take a few, sometimes it may take a lot. Hey, it's just like when you buying a new car, you gotta test drive a few of them. You gotta test drive a few of them before you get to the one you really like.
Oh goodness.
That's just what it is. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Well, ladies, I can't tell you to shoot your shot because I don't know how it's gonna come out for you. But feel free to shoot your shot.
Like roll around the rim a little bit.
Oh my God.
But I will say that there's somebody for everybody.
Yes.
It's just you just gotta find that somebody. Tell you the truth.
Yeah. So well, thank you so much for telling us everything and nothing.
Oh yeah. Anytime.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to cut this out.
Oh man.
Okay. I need some water, Okay, all right. All right, so Ketrick, now that we understand your love life and how you love the game.
Cat, he got 9 lives.
As we get ready to close out this segment, tell the people how they can get in contact with you.
I mostly use Facebook and Instagram. Instagram, my handle is at Ketrick Jazz Copeland. It's KETRICK JAZZCOPELAND, Ketrick Jazz Copeland, or send a friend request. And I believe that handle is Ketrick C. So yeah, you can look me up on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the 2 platforms that I use the most. And I won't give you my phone number, but it just depends on the situation. You're a producer, director, or whatever,
Or a little fish in the sea.
So we'll just see, hit me up on Facebook or Instagram, and those are the 2 best options to get me, and we'll take it from there.
Oh goodness! And there you have it. Whether you are a producer, a director, or a little fish in the sea, Instagram or Facebook. When I hear you tell your story, persistence is the word that I always, hear ringing in the background. What is that closing thing? If you could tell one person one thing, what would that be?
Well, I'm gonna tell them 2 things: be consistent, and persistent. Because you have to be consistent in order to give persistence. So those are the 2 things you really need to be successful in this industry.
You should write a book.
Yeah, I thought about it. I thought about it. Maybe I'll call it The Little Fish in the Sea.
A little engine that could.
All right, so there is a little fish in the sea. So thank you so much, Ketrick, again for joining us. We want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, Ianu Organics. You guys go and check them. Follow them on all social media platforms. Go to their website, ianu-organics.com. And also, do not forget to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that channel. You can also follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podcast. So we want to be able to share this great information, a very fun space for you to be able to come in and just learn, laugh, enjoy, and share with others. We hope that something has been said to really just give you a little joy, allow you to be able to just step away from reality and just step into our world of fun, pink chair vibes, and love. And so we thank you again. This is your girl, Tymika with the Y, coming to you from the Tymika with the Y podcast show, one of Memphis' newest and hottest podcast shows. Do not forget to also follow me. And if you are interested in being a guest on this show, you can go to my website, www.imtymika.com, and you can request an interview or book a pre-interview with me so that I can give you your date, and I would love to interview you here on this podcast. Thank you so very much, Ketrick. Thank you again for being here. This is your girl, Tymika with the Y. As always, smooches and
Peace.
deuces. And peace.